Greetings, people. I just want to give an update on episode 8 of The Calling of a Ravenous Bird, and this had to do with the mass mart and mass job losses in the retail sector. Now, I want to expand upon the definition of mass. Okay, so even though, yes, when I gave out the prophecy through a dream that I had on episode 8, and you can just check that out before you hear this update, please. I'll just have the link down at the bottom. What I will say is this, okay? Because it was like a mass situation. If you remember the whole dream in itself, where people were taking to foot across the motor highways, and this was because people just did not have the means on as to get themselves across or get themselves a vehicle, which is the most mode of here in South Africa to get from point A to point B is through a personal motor vehicle. So yeah, unfortunately, that's something that's going to be quite a reality. I believe that perhaps that mass public transport to be something that will need to be looked into. So this was just to round this off, and mainly down to the fact that people just will not have the jobs to afford a vehicle and things like that. So with this in mind, bearing this in mind, when you look at the broader definition of, yes, I specifically spoke about mass mart, which is true, but it was also saying, pointing out to the complexion of the whole South African economy and the ongoings just in general, and give you the broader perspective of what is the actual paradigm that unemployment is going to be the big thing and a big tipping scale in this whole thing. And what I wanted to say is this, because I spoke about relatives and all of that stuff. Um, the way I worked it out, and birth dates and things like that are quite a significant thing for me, and especially when I interpret and dreams and even visions and stuff. Um, the main thing that I also bear in mind is if I see certain individuals, their birth dates. So, with this said, it's a significant day where it's end of February, right? February 28th, which is going to be Sunday of this week, okay? On this weekend. So, I believe this is when we're going to see everything start taking its toll. And I'll tell you why. Two reasons. Um, the firstly, this is pertaining to the fact that when I gave out the word about mass mart and the mass job losses and the sell-offs, a first report came out a few days ago, and it came out this week, earlier in the week, that it's for sure that macro and I don't know if it's going to include the Builders Warehouse and the one of the other groups or whatever. And there was Game also mentioned that certain stores are going to close down, and there's already a talk of a sell-off. And if you recall that I said what's going to happen is that an American company is going to come in and start purchasing the properties that belonged to that, not necessarily buying in the firms because because that would be a whole different procedure to get into a buy-in and getting into mergers and stuff. But what I was saying that is that it's going to be a competitor more in the Americas because, like I explained, the holding company in itself is also based in America, which is Walmart. So it's going to be a competitor that's going to come in and acquire the properties that once belonged to Massmart, which is Walmart's subsidiary here in South Africa. So just be mindful of that situation. And the first report has already come out. So this week is going to start getting bad where from the 1st of March onwards. And also, if you heard that this week, and which was the second reason why I said February 28th, is because the budget speech was deliberated yesterday by the finance minister. And this was done, yeah, like I said, yesterday, and bearing in mind that the end of the fiscal year for government institutions is February 28th. So they go into a new financial year on March 1, right? So then it counts as a new financial year. So I do think that the pressures, and also there were other dreams and other things that I've been getting this, that there's a rapid speed up and a speeding up of things just happening. And also in my personal life as well. If you do remember why I said I was talking about people just being vehicleless, and as you know, and I've already shared on the episode 8 that I am vehicleless at the moment. But it's a situation that is being sorted out, and it's being rapidly, there's been some momentum happening, even though it hasn't reached its full completion as yet. It's I have faith that because God has kept every single one of His promises. So I can tell you, I was computerless. I have one right now, and that's why I could start doing the YouTube and start doing the ministries, and it came through a help of a neighbor. So yeah, because when you cleave onto God, God will work through other people. And so was just a reminder that, guys, please now and consider and just go into prayer, please, like 1 John 5:14, which is first book John, right? First letter of John, chapter 5, verse 14. Just remember that, just to pray according to His will and ask Him what is the will for your life at this point, because I think many people started believing that jobs were always going to be there and were always going to help them get out of everything. And meanwhile, they forgot who the true source of the providence was. So please, guys, at this moment, do take to prayer. And I'm urgently putting this out that please check out what I said on episode 8, that this is going to be the case of the general. And as in, there was a time when, yes, when unemployment was the exception and employment meant for everybody. But I think things are going to be inverse, where employment is going to be is going to be the exception, and unemployment is going to be the rule. Let's say so. The rule exception scale has just inversed, and it's just scaled down into a different proportion. So we're just definitely heading into a new paradigm, guys. So bear this in mind, and draw close to God at this moment. And I just felt like I had to urgently put this out. I was actually in the middle of Bible study, strange enough, and I need to head back. I don't want to make this too long, but in any case, please just do bear that in mind. I will, yeah, if you want to reach out to me, if you need someone to at least maybe just provide an ear, maybe, because I did do not necessarily career counseling, because I'm not exactly a certified counselor as such, but I did do professional hiring and things like that. So if there's any way I can maybe share some sort of perspective, I'm happy to do that. If you feel drawn to it, you can just leave a comment or get hold of me. There's an email over there on my YouTube channel. So yeah, guys, please just put the faith into work, say, because this is where you'll definitely need it. Like yeah, faith without works, guys, is dead. So put it into work. Let's get cracking. Much love and light. God bless you all. Peace.